Thanks, Anne. Right, so I am today meeting with Andrea Hoffman. She is the owner of not one, but maybe a few businesses. But I think I'm going to give over to her to tell you about all of the things that she does, and obviously that's why we're here. But Andrea Hoffman and I have worked together. She's got a fantastic agency called Evolve Unlimited. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to chat to Andy, as we all call her, about her businesses and what she does, so that we can get a really good sense of how she has started her own business and done her own thing. So I think we're just going to jump straight in. And I'm just going to start with saying, okay, welcome, Andy, and thank you for chatting to me today. And I'm wondering if you can maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and then we can get into some questions.
Hello, Mel. Yes, I am Andy, as you know, as Mel said, and I've had an agency for a while now. We registered our company about 2 and a bit years ago. Evolve Unlimited, and it's a thriving little agency, so very exciting.
Fantastic. And in terms of when you say agency, just obviously not everyone's maybe as affair as us in terms of agency and advertising. What do you mean by agency?
So we've got a group of 3 designers. We've got a content creator, we've got a WordPress web developer, and we do below the line advertising. We do websites, we do corporate PowerPoints. That's one of our big things. We do logos, brochures, yeah, anything creative. We do vehicle signage, we do corporate clothing, exciting things. And we are the distributor of Tokidoki for South Africa, which is a global lifestyle brand.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so that gets me, I suppose, to kind of the question that I wanted to know around, so the reason that, I'm chatting to you is to try and get a sense from people who have successfully kind of made it for themselves in terms of running their own businesses. And what I really believe in is obviously people having multiple streams of income. So having not necessarily just one business that they work out of, but maybe a few going at the same time. And so you've obviously got your agency, which is quite dynamic in itself, and what it offers. It doesn't just offer, say, branding, it also does web design, etc. So quite a few things. So you obviously appeal to a number of different people, but then also you've got Tokidoki. So if anyone doesn't know about Tokidoki, obviously the best thing to do is just put that into Instagram or online, and you'll see the gorgeous material that Tokidoki offers. But in terms of what you guys do in South Africa in terms of Tokidoki, I think you're the distributor, am I right?
Yeah, yes. So we, it's a whole, Tokidoki is quite a strange, well, not strange, it's quite a sort of broad lifestyle brand. So they do everything from blind boxed collectibles, little vinyl toys, to bags and apparel, to clothing, to we're in the process of doing cross stitch kits, and so there's a lot of different parts to Tokidoki that makes it exciting and awesome to work for. So very exciting.
Yeah. Okay. So then essentially those are your 2 kind of main income streams. Is there anything else that you've got burning on the side as well?
It's hard not to have fingers in every pie. I think actually because of the industry I'm in, it's so easy to quickly mock up an e-commerce store or create a logo for something. So I've bought at least once a month. I decide on a new business venture and I go and buy that domain. I've got about 40 domains that are parked at the moment of business ideas that I have.
If someone doesn't have their domain, they must come to you because you're probably sitting on it.
From me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it's hard not to, you know, you've got to try and limit to the things that you do know. But at this stage, Evolve and Tokidoki are sort of taking up most of my time. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So I almost want to go a little bit back in time just to understand and help people understand. So maybe someone's kind of sitting in employment unhappily, or has found themselves unemployed. And
Yeah.
so I wanted to find out from you, you know, how did you make that move from, being employed to working for yourself?
So I was pregnant with my first kitty, and it was 14 years ago, and I knew that I wanted to to be there for my kitties. Not that you're not there working full time, but I knew that we also were living out at Hartbeespoort Dam, and I just knew that the commute to Joburg to a job with a little baby was just going to be impossible.
Yeah.
So I was very, very lucky, and I was able to take a year off and just sort of be with the baby. And it was lovely, but I just felt unstimulated and I needed a challenge. And that's when my freelancing career started. So I started small little things like doing little, friends business cards and friends logos. And I just, you get great reward from doing things for people and then seeing that help those people in getting their company out, doing a website for somebody that enables them to advertise their business, or do a logo that ends up being on car branding, or it's amazing. And I'll never forget the first day I had my first brochures printed from a client. I went to the printer and I fetched them, and I just couldn't believe that everything that was on that page had been done by me. It was the most bizarre feeling, but it was a very good feeling.
Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. So, so for you, it was kind of more of an organic thing, kids, life change, lifestyle change. And so wanting to move into that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you, did you just kind of start organically, or did you set up all your legals and your logo? Because, sometimes what I think is people think that they need to have all their ducks in a row before they kind of open their doors. And did you have that, or did you kind of just slowly, you were like, oh, I maybe need a business card, oh, I maybe need this? Did you grow it? How did you find that process?
So I have, honestly, I must actually check in my drawer. I think I've got about 5 different business cards with 5 different names. So it took me, I started off as just using my name, and then Andy Jean, which is my second name, so Andy Jean Creative. Then we became Evolve Labels, and I really loved Evolve Labels. But every time I spoke to anybody, they said, "Oh, do you do labeling?" And I realized that wasn't the right place, and that led us to Evolve Unlimited, which was just, unlimited, evolve your brand. And so I sometimes think that your journey is not always okay, I'm going to start with a company, get a name, because it might change.
Yeah.
It might evolve. Hilarious, but so it took me 12 years to come up with my company name, my company branding. It's hard to decide on a logo and decide on a color palette and a name. And so I sometimes think that people don't need to get fixated about, I'm not going to start until I have everything together. Because I sometimes think that's like, oh, I can't do anything until that's done. So it sort of becomes not a crutch, but like a
hindrance.
It stops them from doing it. A hindrance, yeah.
Okay, cool. And so, so you've obviously been doing this for quite a while, which is great. So you kind of like, if anyone is now finding themselves unemployed in the current kind of state of the world, it's obviously they might be feeling uncertain of how to kind of make that leap or to just start. Yeah. So that at least gives them some ideas that maybe just kind of kick off your business and see how you go. Yeah. Start small, see if you can connect with friends, what you can do for them, the changes that you can kind of in their business or whatever their offering is. Okay. So now, in terms of running your business, because you've been at it for quite a while, so you can give us maybe some hints as to what to look out for. In terms of what you found was really critical for your business, and that thing that you didn't realize that you needed, that thing that is super critical. Is there anything that comes to mind?
Kirsten.
I've met Kirsten and she's amazing, and I would want a Kirsten any day. So yes,
yeah, everybody needs a Kirsten.
Can't buy them at a shop.
Exactly. So 3.5 years ago, I decided that I was going to, when it was still Evolve Labels, I decided that I was going to bite the bullet and hire a freelancer to, my workload was getting a bit, unmanageable. So I decided I was going to get a freelancer, and she was just going to come in for sort of 3 hours a week. And after the first week, I just realized that she was a gem, and there was no way that I could do life without her. So she's been permanent now for 3.5 years, and it's just nice to have that person with you or near you. Or, I mean, during Corona, we've been, obviously working from home, just to have that person on the other side of a phone or a Zoom call or a Skype call, just to bounce ideas off. Because sometimes working for yourself can be very lonely. And so I definitely think that surround yourself by, get a friend, get a temp to come, maybe not a temp, but just get somebody that you can bounce ideas off, or, and then also sometimes to bite that bullet to say, I don't really have enough work for somebody else, but almost in getting that person, it was just a natural progression. You start working faster, so you're getting more work. So we doubled everything in the space of a couple of months. And so, yeah, sometimes I think, getting somebody to come in and help is the best thing to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, and kind of goes to the thing of, you don't have to do everything yourself. And also realizing someone else's potential, bringing them in, and even if it starts at a lower rate or something like that, but then kind of growing them into what you want them to do and become within your business. So yeah, I'd love a Kirsten myself, and I totally get that thing of like working on yourself.
Can't have it.
Absolutely, no, don't worry, I can't design in my life, thank goodness. So yeah, but that thing of like being lonely, so it is very lonely running your own business. And so I often will phone you and speak to you, and you've got to listen to my stuff. Shame on you. But that thing, it is that thing of having to actually get over and kind of talk a problem through, and often there's quite an easy solution. So having a person, maybe it's a friend or a partner or whatever, but I suppose having a person in your business that you can trust and talk business to is a good thing. Maybe not necessarily a partner, but
even a shared office. So just having that other person in your office will also help you with routine. I mean, getting out of your PJs. I mean, I don't necessarily always have shoes on, but I'm dressed, not always shoes, but Kirsten knows that.
Right. So that's good.
Yeah. So even a shared office space, or a shared home space. I mean, you might have a really nice home office, and you can offer that to a friend to come and, share a desk with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The shared office space is a great idea. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So back to questions. What's your favorite hack for running your business?
I think what's important, a couple of things that we find have just helped so much with our business is there's 2 apps that we use, or 2 online programs that we use that are really like life-changing or business-changing. The one is Hours for Teams, and it's an app where so you can record your time. Right. So each person can log in with the job number or whatever, and can track their time. And what we realized in doing this was that a lot of the time, admin and meetings and things that we weren't necessarily thinking were part of the job. We weren't billing that we didn't think to bill them in. We started tracking those hours, and we realized that that actually takes almost as long as the design time. And we were not billing those hours. And so just in having that hours tracking software, it's helped us with our invoicing, it's helped us with our time management. You know, it's been really, really life-changing. And the other thing that has been great is the job management side. From the job management side, there's an app called FreedCamp, and it's a place where you can add your jobs, tasks, subtasks. So it's a nice way of keeping structured to see what is on your cards for the day. You can mark things off as completed, which is nice. It sort of gives you that satisfaction at the end of a job where you can go, oh, I completed this, even if it says just a reminder to phone client about this or whatever. Right. And we found that has helped so much in just not letting things slide, because you've got your tasks for the day, instead of having a notepad that you might have left at home, you know, and you go to a coffee shop and you're working from a coffee shop and you've forgotten your notepad at home. It's online, it's there all the time. You can log in all the time. And that's also been really, really good.
Great. Okay, cool. So like, I mean, two pieces of tech that really work. I know I also use ours for Teams, and I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but you know, if you're in any kind of business where you're logging time for a client, then obviously it's fantastic, because it does that, and you can just pull timesheets. But also for myself, as do you, I log, like when I'm writing, I log how long it's taking me, because I want to know how long it takes me to write a book. You know, like what is that kind of cost, you know, to my business if I should be doing something else or whatever. So yeah, so that's a great hack. Yeah, thanks, Ans. That's amazing. And so your favorite place to work from and why?
It is actually from home. I've got a really nice home office, and it's just nice to know that, you know, you've got your Wi-Fi, you've got your pens, you've got your diary, and I think it's also important to get up every now and then and go make yourself a coffee, like stretch your legs, you know, walk outside if you want to. That is my happy place. I also do a lot of work on the side of a cricket field, which is nice about working for yourself. You do have that, you know, semi-flexibility to go and watch your kids play sport, which, you know, it's one of the things that I specifically need to do. It's one of the, you know, why run your own business and work for yourself if you can't give yourself the luxury of being able to slip out and work from the side of a field. No one needs to know. So yeah, that is a perk.
I'm so with you there. I mean, basically also same, you know, made that big step when I had kids. And so it's that thing of being able to rule your time and kind of cram in as much work as you can in the mornings so that you can spend time working on the side of a cricket field. Or a water polo pool or whatever it is. So yeah, okay, cool. That's brilliant. And then in terms of, I suppose, so that there's that thing also with when you work for yourself, setting up your own kind of boundaries. I found that it's taken years, and also that my boundaries tend to shift every now and then. There's obviously some firm boundaries, but in terms of like when you work, when you don't work, what you're prepared, how late or how long, or all those kind of worky boundaries that sometimes slip. So I mean, what are your kind of firm and fast ones?
So I think in the beginning it was to be at my desk by sort of 8 o'clock. I also try to squeeze in sort of like tea time at 10 o'clock and a 15-minute or 20-minute break at lunchtime. We've now, you know, Kirsten works at the office with me, and we've now made an effort to sit on the balcony and have lunch for 15 minutes a day. And it makes such a difference having that break. And then also seeing your staff or the person who you share your desk with, or, you know, I'm not sure, just to have that, also that personal relationship. So it's not just always about work or whatever, it's nice to actually get to know the people you work with on a personal level. I think it is difficult when you work for yourself, and I think especially when we're a very busy agency. So a lot of the time it's not so much I must work from 8 to 5. It's okay, you have to stop working at 10 o'clock at night. So that is tricky. And I think in the beginning, I think when you're establishing yourself, I almost don't think that you can put time limits on yourself. I try really hard not to work on the weekend. So the week, I really, really try. Sometimes it's not always possible, but I really try. And I mean, even on a Friday afternoon, like 3 o'clock, I'm desperate to sort of like close my laptop and call it a week or whatever. So I think sometimes having that kind of thing where you say, I'm going to work till 3 o'clock on a Friday and 1 o'clock or whatever, set yourself so you can have that downtime. I think downtime is really important.
Yeah, it is, absolutely, especially because you never stop thinking about your business. Even if you are not doing business, you're always kind of thinking about it. Yeah, cool. And so last few questions, just advice to someone looking to start their own business. What would be your gem piece of advice?
I think if you look at starting your own business, I think you need to know that it's, and I think the permanent worker bees out there are going to get cross on me, but I honestly believe that working for yourself is a lot harder, because you don't ever, as you say, you don't ever have that downtime. You wake up in the middle of the night and you go, oh my word, am I going to have work next month? Or, I've got people to pay, I've got this. So I don't think your brain ever turns off. Whereas with people who work in a business, that their work brains never turn off, or maybe they are, but the pressure of supporting people and supporting and sort of keeping a business afloat is not something that they need to worry about, which I think is a big stress. So I think that is one of the things that you worry about. But I think the perks of working for yourself far outweigh the perks of the negatives. So gems, I think social media is really good. I think use it. It's nice to know that if somebody needs any design work done, I would like them to think that, at the moment, we've just been so busy that we haven't done a lot of social media. And now with Corona, it's actually given us a little bit of breathing room to look at a strategy for social media and look at, what are our goals and what are our, where do we want Evolve Unlimited to go? So you want to be on the back of people's minds. So when people think of design, they go, oh, I remember seeing Evolve Unlimited somewhere. Yes. Doesn't matter where. It's just, that thing of you need to be in the back of people's minds somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Even in a dark, scary place. But yeah. Okay, cool. So so I think it's about putting yourself out there, using the tools you have. Never giving up.
I think one thing I wanted to quickly say, and it was just something that I was thinking of when I was preparing for our talk, and I think graphic design isn't something that you don't have to study to do graphic design, which almost makes it a little difficult because I studied a 1-year graphic design, sort of more applications course. So I didn't actually study design. But you also sometimes feel that you're not as qualified as an accountant or whatever. You almost don't feel like your job is real. And I think I want to tell everybody that it's not about, your qualification or your experience or whatever. And I think the importance of job shadowing or internship is really important, because I think sometimes people leave matric and don't know what they want to do. Yes. And And I know that I went and studied architectural design, and I didn't even think of graphic design. And my dad got me a job I wasn't enjoying my course. So my dad got me a job at an interior decorators.
Right.
That was where I was thinking I was going to go. And I ended up working with the graphic designer as on one of the projects. And I realized that was what I wanted to do. And I think that is also really cool if we can try get, in all our businesses, maybe speak to younger people who are in matric and tell people about your business. Say, come and sit and watch what I do for a day, because also people's ideas of jobs are very different to the reality of jobs.
Absolutely.
So sorry, that was complete sideline, but
no. But I
get young people involved. That'll be awesome.
Absolutely. No. I mean, well, you saw the advantage of it. Like, someone gave you the opportunity to sit and watch what they did.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad they did, because you're a fantastic designer.
Yeah.
No matter whatever your qualification may or may not be, the fact is your design is epic. But, it's just that, that opportunity, that window, that someone being able to see. Yeah. And I do think that, I mean, I came out of school completely delusional, thought I wanted to be a vet. Luckily also worked in a veterinary practice, as the secretary, and realized that was not going to suit me at all. And I don't think I was actually smart enough. So it was... so it actually worked out, but it's that opportunity for that experience, which really does help people a lot. I mean, or even if someone wants to make a career jump, maybe then, even if you think you're too old, you're never too old. You can go and sit with someone and see how their business works, what they do. Is that something you really want to do? So maybe try things out a bit first before you jump in. Might be a good kind of thing. Cool. Okay, so I think you've given us like lots of food for thought, Anne. Where can people get hold of Evolve Unlimited if they need logos, websites, especially websites now? I'm sure are a huge
e-commerce.
In demand in terms of e-commerce sites, all that kind of thing that you guys do. Where can they get hold of you?
So they can go to again, we are still Evolve Labels on the interweb. That is part of our coronavirus. But we thought coronavirus is going to keep us quiet, but it hasn't. But yeah, they can go to evolvelabels.com for now and look at that. Otherwise, I think we are Evolve Unlimited on Facebook.
Yep, you are.
I'll double check. Oh, thank you. Or you can email me on andrea@evolveunlimited.com. And we will let you know. We'll help you with anything.
Brilliant. Cool, Anne. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you for being an awesome entrepreneur. Although I'm never a big fan of that word. You just have lots of things going. Oh, we didn't even get to talk about Toki Doki, but that's
another time.
On Toki Doki next time. Exactly. So thanks so much for your time, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks so much. Cheers, my friend.
Bye.
Bye.